Are you planning a trip to Istanbul? Then you have come to the right place. We're Jess and Miles, and after 3 years of traveling around the world, we are currently living here in Istanbul, Turkey. So we're gonna do something a bit different in today's video. We want to talk to you about how to get around Istanbul and the different public transit options, from the ferries to the metro, the trams, and the buses. We feel like it's pretty easy to get just about anywhere in the city, but instead of just sitting here and telling you about it, we're going to show you.
We have put together a list of some of the top attractions here in Istanbul that we're going to go to today. As you can see, these sites are spread out all over the city. And to make things interesting, we're not going to pre-plan our route and make it easy on ourselves to get from one place to the next.
We've written down all these places and we're going to draw names out of a hat as we go, and that's going to determine where we go and when throughout the day.
As a really big disclaimer, this is by no means a recommendation on how you should structure your day. In fact, you likely should not follow whatever route happens today. Our goal in this video is to show you just how easy it is to get around Istanbul using public transit, no matter where you are in the city. Or maybe not, we'll see.
At the end of the video, we're going to give you the total cost and the total time we spend getting between each place. So let's go. Real quick, if you're starting to plan your trip to Istanbul, you probably already know the city can be overwhelming. There's so much to do, so much information out there, and with a short amount of time here, there are so many opportunities to get it wrong. Let us help you. We always have a more rewarding experience in a new place when we know someone who lives there and can help us travel more like a local. We want to be that for you here in Istanbul. We have created a comprehensive digital guide because we want to give you that local experience and share with you the city we have fallen in love with. It's less than $10, and if it isn't exactly what you need, we will give you all your money back. If you're interested, just go to the link in the description or the pinned comments to learn more about it. Okay, where are we going first today? I'm not going to look. Sultanahmet Square.
Okay. We live on the Asian side, and everything we're going to visit today is on the European side. So first things first, we need to cross the Bosphorus. But we're really lucky here in Kadıköy where we live. We've got a metro station and a major bus terminal nearby, but our favorite way to cross the Bosphorus is by ferry. The ferries run about every 10 to 15 minutes between the major ferry ports, so we don't typically worry too much about the timing. We just show up and there's usually one leaving pretty soon. But if you wanted to plan out your time a little bit more, you can check out the two major ferry terminal websites. We'll make sure to link those in the description.
First things first, when taking the public transit here in Istanbul, you are going to need an Istanbul card. You're going to find these machines at all the major ferry terminals and the metro stations. They are also at the airport, so you can pick up this card when you first get here. It costs 50 Turkish lira, and then you're gonna have to load money onto it once you get it. We'll show you that now. It's a pretty simple process.
Don't be intimidated by the machines talking to you in Turkish. It's really easy to change the language to your native language. Just follow the instructions to purchase the card, and then once you have it, just put it on the machine and insert your money and wait until it loads.
Please wait. Your request is in process. Credit successfully loaded.
You can, in theory, just purchase individual trips for the ferry and the metro, but it's more expensive that way, so the card will end up paying for itself after a few trips. Not to mention, the card is required for the buses and the tram, which is what we're going to be taking next. So really, to get the most out of the public transit here, you're going to need the Istanbul card.
We should mention that we each have our own Istanbul card, but if you're just here visiting, you probably only need one for your whole group. You can use one card to scan in, I think, 5 or 6 people. You do get a little bit of a discount when you're doing back-to-back trips on public transit, but if you're only here for a short time, it's probably not worth it to get multiple cards. Just get one for your whole group.
We're taking the ferry from Kadıköy to İminönü. There are multiple major ferry terminals that offer a range of different routes to help you get around the city. The main ferry terminals are located in İminönü, Karaköy, Cappadocia, and Beşiktaş on the European side, and Kadıköy and Üsküdar on the Asian side. There are 2 major ferry companies, and you can find the routes and schedules on each of their websites. Both websites are available in Turkish and English. The ferry system is very easy to navigate, and as long as the weather is nice, it really is our favorite form of public transportation in Istanbul.
And just like that, we have made it to Europe. We are here in İminönü, and it's only about a mile walk to Sultanahmet Square from here. But since today's all about the public transit, there is a tram line right here that will take us directly to Sultanahmet Square.
This is where the Istanbul card really comes in handy because you cannot buy a ticket for the tram. You have to have the card. Apart from the metro system, there are also 5 main tram lines that help connect some of the more popular neighborhoods throughout the city. You have the T1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're currently taking the T1 to Sultanahmet Square. The T1 can also be helpful to get to the Grand Bazaar and across to the northern peninsula. All right, that took less than 40 minutes to get from Cappadocia all the way to right here in the center of Sultanahmet Square. I can almost guarantee that no matter where you stay in Istanbul, you will find yourself in this area. Sultanahmet Square is where many of the main historic sites are located, so you could spend nearly a whole day just exploring in this area. However, this video is not about what to do in Istanbul, it's about how to get around, so we're gonna keep moving.
There's so many people here.
Don't come here at 11 a.m.
All right, let's find out where to next. Balat.
I can't see it. Hold on. There it is. Wait. There it is.
Balat is one of the tougher places to get to on our list, and we usually just use Google Maps to get basically anywhere in the city. But it's really important to have the transit layer turned on your maps so you get all of the public transit options.
Let's see what we're working with. Directions. And here are our options. This is the one we want. We're going to take the T1 tram line back actually to Cappadocia, get on the bus from there, and then take the bus to Balat.
Okay, we're back to the tram line. Google Maps says to take the T1 tram line towards Cappadocia and get off at Cappadocia, so we're on the side of the street headed towards Cappadocia.
Not that one.
Not that one. So far we've taken the ferry and the tram, and now it's time to navigate the buses. We're at a bus stop right across from the tram station, and this is where things can get a little bit confusing using Google Maps, but don't worry, it's pretty easy once you understand it. Google Maps shows that we have 4 different bus options. It might look like we have to take 4 different buses, but we only have to take one of these 4 options. Any one of these buses will get us to where we're going.
Honestly, the bus isn't usually our first option, mainly because the traffic can be really bad here, but there are some harder to reach neighborhoods, like Balat, where it really is your best option. 38E. I feel like there's been so many 38s. Also, Google Maps will give you an estimated time your bus will arrive. It's a pretty loose estimate, so don't worry too much if a few minutes have passed and the bus still isn't here. It's probably just a little bit late.
That's not a problem for Jess. She's really patient.
We typically just use Google Maps to navigate the bus. You can also download the official Mobiet app. Both will allow you to select your destination, then point you to the nearest bus stop, tell you the applicable bus numbers, when it's scheduled, and how many stops to your final destination. There's usually a screen on the bus to help you keep track of the stops, but we tend to just follow along on our phone. When your stop is next, just press one of the buttons to indicate to the driver you'd like to get out.
Balat is another area you could easily spend a few hours exploring, but we still have 4 more stops after this, and it's lunchtime, so we're gonna grab a quick bite to eat and keep moving.
There are tons of cute cafes and restaurants around here, but we needed something extra quick today. So we got Boric. We've actually been to this place 3 times, and we know it's delicious. I usually get cheese and potato, but they didn't have that today. So cheese and spinach it is.
And of course, chai.
Teşekkür ediyorum. So, we have 4 options left. Okay, I'm not gonna look. Which one do we want?
Probably the Spice Bazaar.
Yeah,
We just go right back where we came from.
Taksim Square.
Taksim Square it is.
It's not a bad one, but it wouldn't be the most convenient one to get to. How are we getting to Taksim Square, baby?
Well, we could take one bus that leaves every 10 minutes from here, or we could take a different bus and then get on the metro. If we get on the metro, we do get to walk out onto the main bridge, which could be nice. But I think we should take the metro.
There's the cutest bread man over here. I know this isn't a video about what to do here in Istanbul, but I have to say, I really do love this neighborhood. While it has become very popular on Instagram, it still really maintains that local, authentic feel, and the people are really super nice here. But for now, it's time to head over to the northern peninsula, Taksim Square. Here we come.
This is definitely not the most efficient route to get to Taksim from Balat, but we haven't shown you the metro yet, and it's a great excuse to get out over the Golden Horn by walking out on this bridge.
Bonus tip, just to keep you around, this is a great free place to watch the sunset.
And where is this?
Oh, the waterfront in Cappadocia. Istanbul has a very clean and modern metro system. It covers many of the major areas of the city, and it is probably the most efficient way to get around. Together with a Marmaray train, you can navigate both the European and Asian side of the city, and it's definitely the best way to avoid what can be pretty bad traffic here in Istanbul. With the transit layer activated on Google Maps, it's very easy to navigate the metro system. It will tell you which metro line to take, the route times and stops, and it will even indicate if there's a transfer needed. There are also very user-friendly maps at all of the metro stations. The Marmaray line is the line that goes underneath the Bosphorus between Europe and Asia, and it's technically separate from the metro system. It costs roughly double, but if you take the Marmaray, there are refund machines after you exit, which will credit you for any unused fare. Well, it took us longer coming out of the metro station than we were actually on the metro itself, but we have made it to Taksim Square, and what can we tell you about this place? This is definitely one of the more modern sides of Istanbul, and you have Istiklal Street here to the south, which is a 1.6 kilometer street full of shopping and restaurants, and it connects down to Galata, so that would definitely be the most convenient next pick.
Before the hat decides our fate, I think we should get some ice cream.
I know we said we were going to get ice cream, but we just passed by this place. Oh man, I think we gotta try it. Wow.
Okay, before we eat that, we gotta figure out where we're headed next. What do you want it to be?
Galata Tower, for sure. Actually, or Turquoise Mosque would be okay to get it over with. What is it? Spice Bazaar. That's the worst one. At least we have this dessert to make us feel better.
My phone says to take a bus, but we've already taken the ferries, the trams, the buses, and the metro, so I think we're gonna have a little fun. From here, there's a really old tram line that goes down Istiklal Street, and since we weren't lucky enough to get Galata, we won't be taking that. But there is also a funicular that goes down to Cappadocia from here, so we're gonna take that down to the waterfront and then take the tram line to the Spice Bazaar.
On one hand, the Spice Bazaar was the last place that I wanted to go to from here because it means we have to go back to the southern peninsula just to come back to the northern peninsula for our last two stops. But this means that we have Galata and Turquoise next, and either one of those would be really nice for sunset, and that's kind of how this day is shaping up.
And now we have an excuse to take the funicular, which we have never done before.
Well, that was easy enough. It's only one stop between Taksim and Cappadocia, and it lets you avoid a really steep hill. And now we are going to get back on the T1. We're getting very well acquainted with the T1 tram today.
We have been in the Spice Bazaar no less than 10 times, and we have never walked out of here without getting something.
Typically it starts with me taking pictures of these really pretty shops, and then some shop owner will invite me in.
And we walk out with Turkish delights, tea.
I'm a sucker. All right, we got some coffee and some treats, which helps to justify our stop here at the Spice Bazaar. And now it's time to pick our fifth place. Okay. Which one do I want? Okay. That's Galata Tower. Can you see it?
There it is. I'm really glad we got the Galata Tower, not necessarily because it's the one that's closest, because we were still going to go to Turquoise either way, but because this way we get to take the second oldest subway in the world.
We have many options to get to Galata Tower. We could take a ferry across from Imanonu to Turquoise. It would be like a 2-minute ferry, if that. I don't know, it would be very short. Or we could get back on the T1, but I think we've seen enough of that today, so we're gonna walk across the Galata Bridge, and then like Miles mentioned, we're gonna then take the second oldest subway in the world. The Tunnel Metro was built 150 years ago and is the second oldest subway in the world after the Tube in London. It goes between Turquoise and Beyoğlu on the southern end of Istiklal Street. Just like the funicular on the northern end of Istiklal Street, the tunnel only has one stop. We should also mention that neither of them show up as options when navigating using Google Maps, but just know they're both there and they can really help you avoid the steep hills in this area.
So the tunnel brings you right to the southern end of Istiklal Street, which is admittedly a little bit past Galata Tower, but it has saved us a lot of uphill walking, and it's a lot of fun.
So now we just have to walk a bit downhill to Galata Tower.
The Galata Tower is really nice, but we have one more stop to go to, so it's time to figure out how to get there.
So we obviously know our last stop is the Turquoise Mosque, but kind of similar to Balat, it's not super easy to get to. We have 4 options from here in Balat.
None of them are great.
Google Maps says it should only take us 27 minutes to walk down to Karakoy and take a bus straight to Ortaköy. However, it's now almost 5 p.m., which means traffic is even worse than normal. When looking at the bus route on Google Maps, they do not account for traffic. If you put in normal driving directions, it will give you a better understanding of just how bad the traffic is. This is probably the worst case scenario for us to have to go somewhere that requires the bus during rush hour. We would never do this under normal circumstances, so I really hope you're getting something out of this video. If it wasn't rush hour, we likely would just take the bus all the way from here in Karakoy to Ortaköy, but instead of doing that, we're going to get back on the T1, take it as far as it goes, all the way to Cappadocia, and then we'll take the bus the rest of the way from there. So hopefully that'll cut out some of the traffic, but just know it's best to avoid the bus during peak rush hour times whenever possible.
All right, we have one last bus to get us to Ortaköy. We have one of 3 options, and the traffic is in fact pretty bad.
Hopefully we make it in time for sunset.
Well, we have made it to our final destination of the Ortaköy Mosque. That bus took about 40 minutes to go roughly 2 miles, so we probably could have walked, but we got here just in time for the sunset.
Our goal today was to show you that no matter where you are in the city, it's pretty easy and efficient to get anywhere that you want to go. By picking our locations out of a hat, we were trying to make it as inefficient on ourselves as possible to prove that you have options no matter where you are in the city or where you're trying to go.
We spent about 60 Turkish lira, or roughly $3.50 per person, and that is total for 11 different trips on basically every type of public transit possible today. That is less than what we spent on treats and coffee at the Spice Bazaar today.
Outside of avoiding the bus during peak rush hour times, the public transit here is incredibly clean, reliable, modern, affordable, and easy to navigate. If you get comfortable with the public transportation, it will open up so many options for you to explore the city. We hope our day running around will help you feel more comfortable using all the different public transit options here in Istanbul.
You might be asking yourself, why didn't we just take Ubers or taxis to get around the city today? To be honest, we don't take taxis or Uber that often, and that's because, for one, it's usually the most expensive option, but budget aside, you still have the traffic to deal with, and just because you see a taxi does not mean that they will actually agree to take you. Taxis seem to hold out for longer trips, so they can be good for getting to and from the airport, but if you're just taking shorter trips, they may just decline to take you.
We actually watched a taxi while we were waiting for the bus decline 3 different people. So we're not saying it's impossible, it just might be harder than you think. Long story short, you definitely need to be comfortable with the public transit here in Istanbul, and hopefully this video has helped you with that.
Let's go check out this mosque.
Yes.